have an idea like they act like a normal VCs. Siebel provide that abstraction, like you can visualize them like a normal VC, but behind the VC either connects or get the data from external systems. So VBC is like virtual business component. Earlier VBCs were there, and after that in 7.7 or 7.8, 7.8 I think, then EBC started coming. Means you will configure EBC concept also. So in VBC, basically the data which comes from an external system is coming through any of the transport adapters. Means you can use HTTP transport, you can use a file read from file, or an MQ transport. Only thing is you have to bring the data to to a scripting level, and from that scripting level VBC picks up the data and show to the UI. Okay. And the major difference between the EBC and VBC is like EBC is directly connected to external system database. EBC is called as external business component. Okay. So EBC PPT you don't have in these because this is 7.7 PPTs. For EBC you can read the bookshelf. This is a very small okay. Section in that. It is given very clear. Bookshelf. Okay. So what VBC is like, in this module we will compare about the VBCs or the regular VBCs, identify the key elements, how VBC works, and what all the business services can be used. Okay. So this picture shows like straightforward, like Siebel application, an external application, and an external database. Okay. So when the data comes from an external application to Siebel application, and then Siebel show into its own applets, then that is a VBC. I mean, the data is dynamic, the data is not stored in Siebel. So take a case of like example, when you want to show the account balances, right, in banking system, the balance information is generally stored in the mainframes. I mean, the updated balance information. So generally what website or Siebel will do is like they will create a VBC, okay, that will connect to an external, suppose the transport adapter is MQ, then connect through MQ and bring the data from mainframe. But the balance information will be transient, it will be shown to the UI only, we are not storing it. So that will give you a updated balance every time whenever you click a button there in the Siebel. And storing that information is also not useful because it will be old information. It takes time to migrate the data to Siebel. Right. So when the requirement for VBC comes when we want to show the data into the Siebel UI, and when we don't want to store the data in the Siebel UI. That is the main advantage.
Can you create data from Siebel UI?
Yeah, you can create data from Siebel UI, but when you try to save it, it will go to the external system through an XML message, okay, and then it will be saved there. So basically, when you do all these operations, it will define particular structure. Suppose you do an insert operation, okay, means you are creating a new record in Siebel in the VBC. Then it will construct an XML in such a way like it will have some tag which says it's an insert operation, then it will have some data, then that XML will go to the external system, the external system will interpret it, okay, this tag is showing it's like an insert, so it will insert in their system. This is way it can be configured to have other operations also. But the basic need is just to query the data. So for that we define all these operations in our custom business service that is used to design this VBC. VBC makes use of an special class, something CSS VB external.
My daughter woke up, man, today.
Oh.
She's 3 years old. She's listening your class without paying fees.
Good, good. She becomes
She
Siebel
wants to
source.
become Siebel sister.
Uh,
She wants to learn Siebel also. She doesn't know ABC, but she wants to learn Siebel.
Good.
You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
What's your name? Tell me.
What is your name?
I'm Gracie.
Bhavyasri.
And we go on the toilet.
What's your friend's name?
What is your friend name?
Get out.
Oh, good.
Guys,
Candice, Bryce, Riza,
and Sarah. Caillou.
Caillou.
She go to school, eh?
Yeah, अभी यहाँ पे ना प्री स्कूल बोलते हैं यहाँ पे. It's not
हाँ,
school exactly.
Preschool.
Like LKG, UKG ना यहाँ पे 5 साल को भेजते स्कूल को.
Oh.
So before that school को भेजते. So.
Oh.
Okay, enough now. Don't bother me. Go on. Okay, okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Vivek.
Yeah, okay. So, virtual VC makes use of a special class that is something called as CSS VB extern. Okay. So when we create a VBC, we make use of that class. We generally copy an existing VBC, so automatically that class comes. Those things need to be taken care when we design a VBC. That class, okay, and okay, this they are trying to match to the Siebel data structure, how VBC fit into the Siebel data structure. So this you must be aware, right? This picture, like
Yeah.
the user layer, then business layer, and the data layer. So this this section is replaced. Earlier it was a normal VC, so now it is a VBC,
Right.
and it connects to a table. Then it is an external table, not an internal table. It means external data. The fields of the BC will point to the external data, external fields. Like this means
Okay.
it defines that how VBC fit into the Siebel data structure. After your VBC is created, you see you can normally edit like a normal VC and then you can create a normal applet on it, right? You see that other things are not changed.
Hello.
Only a VB,
Okay.
only a VBC is changed. Rest of the objects are normal Siebel objects. And the data is also, we are not directly going to use the Siebel tables and Siebel column in case of VBC. We are going to get the data from external system in the form of XML or anything. So a regular Siebel business component uses C++ class CSS bus comp. This is the normal bus class for normal bus comps. But in case of the VBC, they have not mentioned the class here. But a virtual business component requires a business service with a script to manipulate the data in the external application. So, in the VBC, we make use of an explicit business service, and we provide that business service name in the user properties of the VBC user property. So all those tasks of insert, update,